So my name is Justin Martinez. I'm on one of my dash cams on the way to work right now. As you can see, I'm not homeless, as one of the people from Malcolm Smith Motorsports had initially said. I feel the need to kind of clear up a couple things here, a couple issues that I don't feel that any protest videos that I do right now are really going to bring to light due to my personal involvement in these protests. Being that when Malcolm Smith Motorsports serviced my motorcycle, they forgot to tighten a sprocket, and that sprocket came loose on the freeway, and basically I had to push my motorcycle 2 miles home only to find out that I could have died. I went back to Malcolm Smith Motorsports prior in regards to another protest because they had failed to engage my back brake before giving it back to me, and they left a tight spot on my first chain, which could have resulted in the same type of tragedy. The first protest, the other gentleman had regarded to a handout. First off, that's not true. What had happened in the first protest is I was basically telling Malcolm Smith Motorsports that, again, they had bad service and I didn't want to have to pay for labor because they messed up my bike and they jeopardized my life. I did pay for the parts because at one point they're like, oh, we'll just give you all your money back. And I was like, no, my tire's good, my chain is good. I'm not going to ask for any free parts, but I do want my money back for the labor. So that part in the video where you hear the guy talking about a handout, I think that may be what he's referencing to, but I can't be 100% sure because, I mean, like I said in the video, it was more than $40, but it wasn't necessarily something that was handed out. I mean, I will stipulate that it was something that was given to me, but it was in regards to a request that I felt that was obviously justified. So, you know, that does, my pin's messed up. That does, in a sense, make it look like I'm homeless, and it does, in a sense, make it look like I'm looking for a handout, but that is not the case. Generally, what I'm trying to do is make people aware that Malcolm Smith Motorsports has really bad service, which jeopardized my life directly. So when you look at those videos, like I said, I'm not going to paint myself in a picture that's not obvious. I'm extremely upset about the issue, especially being called homeless. You know, when I grew up, I actually was homeless, and so that hits a really personal note for me in regards to needing a handout. You know, I work 13 hours a day. God, luckily, I only work 4 days a week right now because I make a lot of, you know, money doing what I do. I'm an armed security guard. I have been for 3 years, and I have a spotless reputation. So for someone to come up and tell me that I'm homeless and tell me that I'm looking for a handout and trying to basically con these people into giving me money is just extremely insulting, to say the least. Anyone that knows me knows that I'm a person of more or less conviction. And like I said, that's just very insulting. So hopefully that will shed some light on the issue. Like I said, I mean, I've never been so poorly treated in a protest in all my life. And unfortunately, I've done a lot of protests. You can look at other videos that I've done, and you can see some of the protests that I've done there. But quite frankly, I've never been more insulted. It's just indignant the way that they come up to me. And like I said, I mean, I don't paint myself as Mother Teresa in these videos. But like I said, what you're seeing is them actually behaving. You should have seen what they do off video. At one point I had about 14 of them behind me, all laughing at me. And I mean, that's fine, you know, because I'm out there. They don't like it. That's cool. But, you know, standing behind me and saying I need a handout, and not just insinuating, implying, but directing people's attention to something other than what I'm out there for. I mean, I'm out there in a pinstripe suit. Come on. When was the last time you saw someone protest in a pinstripe suit? Please. So, I mean, like I said, I expect a backlash from the community. You know, people are going to come out there and say, oh, why don't you take them to court? Why don't you leave them alone? Why don't you get a job? And hopefully this video will stand as a support that you know, I'm not going to take them to court. I don't want their money. I want them to acknowledge their bad service and correct it. And I certainly don't appreciate them coming out and tearing up my signs and calling me names and insinuating that I'm homeless and implying that I'm looking for money. It's very insulting, very degrading, and quite frankly, it's demoralizing to what I'm trying to do out there. So like I said, hopefully this video stands to justify my actions. If not, so be it. I've made the attempt to kind of set the record straight. And now I got to go out and protect my community and other people's community and keep them safe. So if you see me out there, you know, voice your opinion. That's what I'm there for. That's why we have the right to do these things. So have a nice day. Be safe. God bless. And thank you for taking the time to watch this video.